All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone, boom!
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo!
Yo!
Yo! Hey, y'all
Oh.
remembered. Well done. I wasn't sure how that was going to go.
You didn't even remind them.
Well, I wanted to see how it was going to go.
It was good.
I wanted to see how it was going to go. They did well. Not shocked.
I had the easy job. I had 2 practice trials before me, so I was like, "Oh, we're doing it."
He did. I
Is a thing.
get to your
It
microphone.
was to
like,
me, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. Look, it's just to get the juices flowing. We used to do it from 6 to 8 because maybe you were falling asleep by that time. And now it's to get your day started. It is OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 94.7 in Alexandria, and of course 11:30 a.m. the Tiger in the Port City. Jake, Matt, Alondra, Tay all here with you, and boy, oh boy, with each passing day, Matt Flynn becomes more official.
Absolutely.
He's got a lot of papers over there.
Got a lot of papers.
Like, a lot. He's got his own little over-the-ear earbuds. I
These are
mean,
brand new.
no big deal.
Can we zoom in on these babies?
How much did those cost you?
This was, I think, $19.99
Okay. I was going to say something.
on Jamazon.
Okay.
Check these out. Look,
Jamazon.
you seen like the
it. Amazon.
Jamazon? I don't know. That's what I call it.
Because you jam with headphones.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
it's
no,
kind of like
I just made that
all
up.
store.
Just trying
Toyota.
to help you out on that.
Yeah. I was reaching.
No, you seen like music artists? They have like these custom made ones.
Right. Yeah.
So these are kind of like those,
Except
just like generically made in China.
So they're not molded to your
They're not
ear
molded
like
to the
whatsoever.
old ear canal, but they sound pretty good. They don't sound as good as the over the ears.
They don't?
No. And like, I can't find those
can't.
headphones.
Right. Well,
They don't
I
make
told
them
you,
anymore.
These are a
They're a
relic. These are
decade
old.
old.
And I don't know how and why I kept up with them for as long as I did, but they were in a drawer for like a decade plus. I can't do the over the ear just because like I got a big head. And it's like then they're pressing up against my ears, and then it's like a whole situation. Like when we go on remote, I hate it
Yeah.
for that purpose of it. I like going on the road, but I hate having over the
what
ear.
you got is perfect because I went to
I'm perfect?
Best Buy the other day. I went to Walmart, and they don't sell wired
no.
earbuds anymore. They don't sell them. So I went to eBay, and I actually bought a pair on eBay. Like I was selling them for used pair for like $15 or $20, whatever it was. Like I mean they have to be 10 years old, right? Those Beats. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
so I buy him. He had nice pictures, and it looked very clean, taken care of, well kept. He sends me a message the next day and says, "Hey, did you happen to read the entire description?" And I'm like, "Well, I read the first description. There's apparently another link that gives you another description, some fine print. It says the right one works, the left one doesn't." And I'm like, "Well, what the hell is this about?" Excuse me for just assuming that this would be a fully functional pair of headphones. But why would he sell headphones if they don't both work?
Because he doesn't want them. That's why he's selling them.
But why would you sell? Just throw them away. Piss me off.
Because there's going to be an idiot that bids on them and doesn't read the description,
Yep, that was me.
and then you've
But I
already
read
bought
the
them.
description. It said, "Oh, the wonderful working pair of Beats."
It said working, and then he came back and said they didn't work.
Well, the fine print says the right one works, so technically not wrong.
I bet we can get you some
I'm gonna
with
find
the help of our loyal listeners. I bet they can help
There's a
scour
couple
the
of-
internet.
There's a couple of other pairs out there, but some people wanted like $35 for them. I don't think so.
Dang.
What?
Would
like
you-
I
would-
used 10-year-old pair. That's just sitting in it. It's a random bed
Why don't you just buy just regular,
Would
not
you-
used headphones?
Would you?
because
pay-
they don't sell them.
Would you pay 35?
They don't
bucks?
sell them with a wire.
Would you
I
pay
guess you're
35
right.
bucks to get a random team in a random live card break?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
You'd be jumping for joy if there was a team you wanted for $35.
absolutely. Houston Texans.
Oh, that's who you're on right now?
Well, I'm on whoever I can get.
It's not going good.
We're chasing cards. We're chasing sports cards, people.
Allegedly.
We're watching live breaks.
Yeah, Renato's going to be in here with us at 8:30. He's like, we talking baseball? I said, yeah, we'll probably talk some baseball, but
yeah, we're going to skip past that a little bit.
Probably going to be some card talk, too.
Why does he think we had him on the show?
Not
For baseball?
Not because he was a first-round pick on the mound for the Tigers.
No. Oh, old news.
But for cards.
I actually see a lot of wired headphones.
Well,
nearby.
I specifically was looking for Beats by Dre because that's what
Let's
all
see.
the cool kids wear.
That's the thing. You called me perfect and cool. That's what I've heard this morning.
Hey, bud, day 3. 3 days in a row. They call that a streak.
How does that feel? How does it feel? 3 days in a row, a little new routine.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
No, it's good, man. I've actually been enjoying it a lot.
Okay.
The juice was a little low this morning. I don't know if that's just a hump day thing. Low energy in the room.
Yeah, a little hump morning.
Had to do some. The intro though. The intro kind of like gets the juices flowing a little bit. The
I agree.
videos were good.
I agree. Alondra, how are we doing? I didn't even ask you. Did we work out this morning? How are we feeling?
I didn't work out this morning. I did yesterday after we got done with everything because it's like a new cycle. So like I wait until I know
New
it.
cycle of steroids?
Yeah. Like a
Sure.
different. So like every month
6
they
weeks on,
change up
6 weeks
the.
off.
Yeah. I'm trying to get jacked.
First thing I
Let's
thought
go.
of.
I'm trying to
I was
get
like,
super
let's
jacked.
go.
hey, you're on a cycle? All right.
New show, new
No,
you.
like right. No, every month they change like the workouts that we do.
I got you.
And so I just want to make sure I know them all
I got you.
before I go by myself. But yeah, I'll go today at 4:30.
All right,
p.m.,
nice.
Which is harder than 4:30 a.m.
No doubt about it,
Yeah.
without question. Now,
Oh.
Flynn and I used to always do that.
Yeah.
But it's
No,
harder.
it's harder. It's much
Yeah.
harder. So I don't remember if I said this on air, but last Friday I left my headphones on T-Bob's desk, which was
Right.
a mistake by me.
Yeah.
And he grabbed them and packed them and took them with him. So
Okay.
I didn't have headphones for a minute.
Right.
And I was like, hey, I think you took my headphones.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh. And he found them and he was like, we'll mail them back to you. But then turns out Caitlin came yesterday to Baton Rouge. So I got my headphones back
Okay.
from Caitlin.
There you go.
And then they gave me this, we could put it in the office from the 2008 BCS, like a panoramic photo.
Oh, nice.
Not of the team, but of the
Yeah,
field.
yeah, I know you're talking about.
So I have that. It's
It's
framed in my
08,
office.
you said?
08.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're in that thing.
Yeah.
We made it.
I find a little Where's Waldo. See if we can find ourselves in the
Yeah.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we can
All right,
put it in
we
the
there.
green room office thing.
Yes, we got to get that. We got to get that
I
going.
like how we're already calling it the green room.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tay-Tay, we know you didn't work out, but what'd you? How we feeling? How you doing?
Okay. Doing good.
Shots fired.
Had to honk at a guy in front of me going
Ugh.
65 in the fast lane.
Oh,
So
bro.
that was fun. And look, I'm cruising this morning, right, guys? But I got to complain about the new College Drive exit.
Oh, you want to
can't-
complain about it?
Well, it's great.
I thought it was great.
It's
Yeah.
great,
I don't
but
know.
you can't see bridge traffic until you round the corner and you can't get off at College anymore. So I had to sit there for like 15 minutes and get off at the next exit this morning. I didn't get here till like 6:15.
Yeah.
Just because like you can't get off at College anymore once you pass that curve. And I didn't know there was traffic there because of the like it's a great exit, but when there's traffic, it kind of
When I
That's
say I
probably for a reason.
avoid the interstate, literally like as much as I can.
Same.
I do not get on the interstate in this city.
I just have to.
I know you have to because
Yeah.
of where you live, but I don't.
I am a little shocked the last couple of days that there is 6 a.m. traffic on interstate.
Here though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not. I mean, I don't drive a lot at 6 a.m.
There's just perpetually
week.
traffic here.
I mean,
Oh,
but
buddy, you
sometimes
are now.
I'll drive the airport early, like at 4 or 5:30, something like that, and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
But like I guess it's 6 a.m. That's when she starts.
I'm actually I'm almost as close from where I live to the New Orleans airport than I am the Baton Rouge airport. It's only about 15 minutes difference, so I don't even fly out of Baton Rouge. There's no point. I'm 15 minutes, down the road, obviously farther, but
It just feels closer, like emotionally.
That makes sense, actually.
Thank you. Like, listen, all right, I'm fine.
Because you're in
Like,
Baton Rouge.
It's just like, man,
But you
it's
got to go to Kenner.
going to be an easy
You know?
trip tomorrow.
Yeah.
Flying out of Baton Rouge.
yeah, but then you
Well,
don't
it
have
is.
to connect.
That is the part that I
That's
hate
not-
about the Baton Rouge airport.
I hate
That is
connection.
not
hate
always
connecting.
the case.
Okay,
right? It flies
if you're
to more
going, if
places.
you're
Okay, none
going
of
to
us are going to
Houston,
DC.
Dallas, or Atlanta,
Which are all
Charlotte.
drivable anyways.
Charlotte.
I'm not driving to Atlanta.
No.
I've done that before. It's not fun.
It's not. Charlotte. They go,
Why are you going to
And
Charlotte?
DC.
Yeah, it's a
You gonna go
beautiful
watch
city.
the Hornets play?
Beautiful city.
You gonna go watch Vlade Divac play for the Hornets?
Bryce Young. Watch him play. Thank you. Boom. Sports guy.
Shocker, the guy knows the guy that was the number 1 overall pick by the Panthers a couple of years ago.
Xavier Leggett.
It's 2, a first-round pick from last year. You got the 2 first-round picks. Who's are on the way out? And we're going to come back and we're going to get started. But on the way out, who was the first-round pick of the Carolina Panthers this year?
God, nobody knows that.
Oh, I do. Alondra?
I don't know.
All right, Tay, I know you know.
I
Defensive
feel like
lineman.
once
No,
he says it,
let's
I'm
see.
going to be like, oh,
receiver.
I knew it.
Receiver.
It's a receiver.
It's a receiver.
Wait.
Played in the Big 12.
Tall.
Very tall.
Dude from Arizona State.
No. Close.
I don't know.
Dude from Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Don't know his
Tedderow
name.
McMillan.
That's right.
Tedderow McMillan.
Arizona. Great my high school.
Arizona is?
Why do you think they've been so good recently?
I don't know, but Tedderow McMillan was pretty good for him.
I need you to miss the shipment for the NCAA tournament, the baseball tournament for Super Regionals. I'm going to need you to miss it.
Who they playing?
I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Is
It
West,
doesn't
is
matter.
West Virginia my high school?
Yeah. Are they?
No, maybe.
What?
I don't love the way you answer
I don't
that.
look. Yeah, what?
Yes or no?
Are they of my high school?
Look.
No.
Yeah,
There's
they
no
are.
look.
They are.
Are they going to
they're
be
being
well
UNC.
hydrated?
They're not going to be but they'll be pretty.
Okay.
Pretty hydrated.
Pretty hydrated.
But if
But
it,
not as hydrated.
but if it wasn't for you, they'd be
Let me tell you
dehydrated.
this. LSU's winning the hydration game every single
wow.
week.
What a non-answer.
Wow.
It's
On
UNC,
this show,
by the way.
breaking news. West Virginia will be hydrated here in the heat and humidity because of Matt
Yikes.
Flynn and my high.
I mean,
It's almost like you're sabotaging us.
hey, just hit the ball over the fence.
Which team you talking to? We don't know. We'll be back.
God.
More OTB.
Off the bench.
Wow.
Dude.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Buying new, leasing, renting, everything is available. Get that summer vacation coming up. Kids are out of school. Probably got some kind of a travel baseball, softball tournament situation coming up out of town either this weekend or next. Well, if you want to save miles on your vehicle, if you need something larger, because maybe you got more luggage, you got bags, you got all the equipment, your current vehicle is not big enough, well, that is okay. You can get the Sequoia, the Sienna, the Highlander, the Tundra, the Tacoma. Everything is available in the rental process over at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Siennas, Tundras, Land Cruisers. It doesn't matter what size you need. I remember growing up, both my older sisters had Corollas. Those suckers were tanks. It doesn't matter what you need, what size you need. All-Star Toyota has it. 225-433-0105.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
From players to slappies. Welcome back in off the bench.
You were always a slappy.
You're the king slappy, so. All right, let's get this thing started.
Hey, I was thinking about today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it's hump morning.
8 to 9 on Wednesday is going to not be as good as it used to be anymore. So I won't be a guest appearance.
You'll still be here, though. Most of the
But
time.
it won't be a guest appearance, you know. Those are always so electric.
Do we?
You're not out of the bullpen. You're
Yeah,
starting.
you're not a
I'm a
middle
starter.
reliever
Yeah, that's
anymore.
right.
So are you saying we need another slappy, science-denying quarterback to come in like from 8 to 9? Do you know any? And they come in, they take.
I don't
your
know
role.
any other quarterbacks that are science deniers.
No, I know it's just you and I.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't know a one.
All right. Well, we'll workshop that. See if we can get somebody else to fill the role that you did. It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult. What a weird.
We're going to disappoint. 8 to 9 is going to disappoint this week.
About that. All right. As we get it started, GoFlowIV.com is the website. As we told you yesterday, summer is here, and this Louisiana heat is no joke. And so go ahead, get your appointment booked. It is right there, Jefferson near Bocage. Feel and look your best with fluids, including antioxidants, making your skin glow. They've got it all. Check out a full list of what they can do for you over, again, at their website. That is GoFlowIV.com, which I know Matthew Clayton Flynn takes full advantage of.
Man, I'm telling you. Feel better. Look better.
Well, I don't know if they can make you look better, but they'll try their
Well,
best.
I mean, you can't work miracles, but
It's true. It can certainly help you, though. Certainly summertime is that time to go check them out. Maybe you've had, some fun the night before. A lot of different things they can help you out with. GoFlowIV.com. And as we get it started, let's take a look at who the Tigers are playing coming up this weekend inside the box. And certainly going to turn it over to Alondra and Tate here in a second. But as we give you the overview of who they are, 44-14 on the year, 19-9 conference record, finished the season ranked number 24 in the country. So they started out the season incredibly hot. They were 7-0. That was their best open to a baseball season since 1966. And so this is a baseball team that, within the Big 12, which is a good baseball conference, they held their own. They went out there and they won the Big 12 regular season championship. And so, I know a lot of people like to point to conference tournaments. For me, in college baseball, a lot like college basketball, I don't really care who won the conference tournament because everybody's going to handle that a different way. I mean, LSU threw their two aces in the same game because they needed to win one game to make sure they were hosting. They did that, and then everything else, well, if we get a win, it's lanyap. So for me, it's the best team out of the Big 12. And again, it's a good baseball conference. That is not a team that's going to be scared or tiptoe or half step into Alec Box Stadium. And Alondra, Tate, I believe that y'all were saying this is the team that y'all had circled that you did not want to face in the Super Regional.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just like, it just feels like they're super hot, and it has that feel of if they make it past the regional in Clemson, that they were going to be a bit of a problem in Baton Rouge if we made it through. They got a DH, Sam White, and Kyle West. Also, they're both like their best hitters. Sam White's hitting 352. Kyle West is hitting 347. But the thing about Kyle West is he has a on-base percentage plus slugging percentage of 107, so like 1.107. So he's basically extremely productive and efficient when he's on or when he's up to bat. And also this team likes to steal a lot too. And Luis Hernandez does a good job, but I would say defensively
he's
that's
kind of banged
probably
up right now too.
I would
he's
say
fighting through some stuff.
Yeah, I would say like defensively, I don't feel like the best about the catcher position, even though he does a good enough job. They're stealing like 100+ bases on the season. So
When I was looking at this, when I was hosting for y'all last week, me and Alondra had talked about this team a lot, and the reason why they're 24-5 on the road. They're 17-7 at home. Like they're actually better.
Good.
They're better on the road now. Up until last weekend, they had struggled a little bit against like the top 30 RPI teams. But look, they hit 299 as a team, so I mean almost 300. Their ERA's 435. So I mean they're a solid team. Thing is, only 55 home runs, only one player with double-digit home runs. So if the Tigers can get some of these balls to leave the ballpark, might be tough for West Virginia to catch up. I mean, they're a little bit of a small ball team, like she mentioned. They like to steal these bases, but a solid team that's won a lot of games on the road.
on the regional, they were playing from behind the entire time. So that's also kind of what worries me is
they're
you
not
got
gonna
some
stop.
fight to you.
Not gonna
Right,
quit.
yeah,
for
you
sure.
got some fight. So
Well, let's look at the regional. They were in Clemson, South Carolina, and you're right. Like the first game, they were down. I mean, they were down to Kentucky. I believe it was 3-0, and they came back and they won that game 4-3. It put them in the winners bracket. Obviously, moving on to face Clemson, who had taken care of South Carolina Upstate. West Virginia beats Clemson, who again was the host, 9-6. All right, and then Kentucky makes their way out of the losers bracket. They beat Clemson, but this thing didn't even go 2 games. I mean, West Virginia finished it. In game number 6 of the regional, they take down Kentucky 13-12. And so, a lot of people thought maybe Clemson was fraudulent as far as getting a national seed and where they were. But still, I'm going to give you a lot of credit because even South Carolina Upstate is a good mid-major program. But you go through Clemson, you go through Kentucky, you beat the 1 seed, you beat, a team in Kentucky that we talked about, and they play small ball, and you've got to make sure that you're on every single assignment when you play them. So it's a good baseball team coming into the box. This is where you tell me about like John Denver or something.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to figure out how to work in John Denver in this conversation.
Because we're gonna take them home.
I did have a question. This is a layman's question here when it comes to college baseball. I'm assuming the regular season champ for a conference is like the one you hang a banner for, or is it the tournament champ? Or do you hang a banner?
I actually think that you hang a banner that says regular season champs.
It's got to be, right?
I think so.
I think it's kind of lame that
Schloss was.
That somebody can hang a banner that wins a conference tournament.
Yeah, that's
you basically went on like a 4 to 5 game run.
That's like a 500 in the conference all year.
Listen, zero disrespect for Little Rock that just came in here and their coaches and players. They were awesome, and they played their butts off, too gritty to be pretty every single pitch. But they got into their conference tournament off a tiebreaker. They wouldn't have even made their conference tournament.
Yeah.
It's like, if they hang a banner because they went and won their tournament, that doesn't feel the same as the team that won the regular season.
Right. Like, as good as they played, and as, like, lights out and frustratingly, like, prep they were and how hot they got, like, there's still no banner for them this year. It's unfortunate because they were amazing.
It was great.
Play,
incredible run.
But what's the point of even like playing the whole regular season if that's going to be the case? So that just brought up my question. It was just like, in baseball, what are you more proud of? The regular season, which that's what I would be more proud of,
right?
Or just going on that hot streak?
Yeah.
And I guess it's the same thing with basketball as well.
They do have a player, Grant Hussey, first baseman for West Virginia. You know what his nickname is?
He's a hussy?
No.
No.
The Huss Bus.
Oh, no.
Fraudulent.
It says right here, known as the Huss Bus.
That pisses me off.
Are you going to take away their My High?
Yeah.
Good.
No, he's not. I know him. I know how he works. I know how his mind works. And I know how his wallet works. He ain't doing that.
You got to do it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to try to upsell him. I'll just charge him more.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Let's charge him more.
Okay, yeah, charge him more.
Bingo.
Make him go into debt.
The Huss Bus?
The Huss Bus.
I hate that.
That is,
Grant Hussey.
that's trash. Put that in a red dumpster.
By Trash Rangers.
Yeah, that's what I meant, obviously.
I'm just letting you know. You say the people's name as well.
People know, though. People know that red dumpster. They know what it means.
Can
Put
we-
that Huss Bus trash in that red dumpster.
Can we get you out to the box?
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to need a real good parking pass.
wait.
I don't
There's not like
Like,
any
it's
wait,
not-
wait. There's not
I don't like to walk.
anywhere. There's not anywhere over there when you're going to the box that you can't park and hit like a 6-minute walk at most.
At most.
You can probably park on the golf course and
Yeah.
walk right across the street.
I don't think I've been to like a weekend
Or that
game in
free
a long
lot.
time. I've been to a couple Tuesdays.
You know,
Bring
like,
the
Wow.
kids,
like
you
those
know.
are. I brought my kids to the to the regional.
Hey, I get it.
I got 5 of them things, and we
Okay.
brought a friend. We had 6.
I get it.
I need you to commit.
You won't, all right, I'll go. Be a business expense.
True.
Look, last
Really would
time
be.
we went to a game, it's been a while. So no, it wasn't the last time but this story is probably about 4 years ago. I think Huck was 5. We went with a buddy, and he has a son Huck's age, and we go there, and there's a ball that goes foul, and the ball boy gets it, throws it up to Huck's friend,
Right.
and gets the ball, blah blah blah. So Huck's like, he's 5 years old. He's upset that he doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like, oh my gosh, I don't have the ball. So he's upset, and so his buddy Dicey's like, hey, yeah, you can see here's the ball. Take it. You can take a look at it. Hold it. Blah blah blah. Huck grabs it, throws it back
Dang.
on the field. So I'm like, whoa. Like I was in one of those moments where like time stood still. Everything was in slow motion. I saw him rear back, and I was like, no. And it just went on the field.
You get it back?
Yeah, we got it back.
Okay,
we got it back,
All
people. All right. But it was one of those moments where I was like, as a dad and as a parent, we all probably know this. Your kids do something, and you have to like turn your face so they don't see you like holding back laughter, because you're like, this is a teaching moment. Like you got to be serious. You can't let them see that you're laughing.
Yes.
And I was like, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do here? And I was like, obviously, I can step up to the plate here.
Yeah.
We got the teaching moment.
Yeah.
Gotta be a disciplined guy.
Yeah.
So he obviously got in trouble.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those stories. I will never forget seeing that kid rear back and throw. Good teaching moment though.
Do you remember who threw him the ball? Because that matters too.
No, I think it was just like,
If he was 5, it could have been Dylan Cruz.
no, it wasn't. It was, so we were on the first base line, just past first base. So
Cade Beloso.
I don't think it was a player, honestly.
Oh, that's not even that big of a story then.
No, it's not that big of a story.
I mean,
it is.
I'm kind of with Huck.
He threw the ball like while they were playing. Hey, it wasn't between innings here.
Yeah, that part does make me panic a little bit. No. Oh, I get a little sweaty palm thinking about them playing, and we're stopping the game. Everybody's like, it was him. It was him.
So shout out. It was awesome. It was a great story.
Uh,
Great moment.
Griffin Kern, left-handed pitcher, been a Friday night guy for West Virginia. I know the stats aren't eye-popping, but him being able to throw the baseball with his left arm does make me it's not the best case scenario for the Tigers.
100 Ks to just 29 walks.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, he got, like you mentioned, like 3.13 ERA, solid, but that strikeout to walk ratio is good.
He is definitely a tone setter for them. And do we expect it to fall back into Cade Anderson and then Anthony Ianson?
Probably because you're on a week rest at that
Anthony
point.
Ianson threw on Monday night.
Yeah.
And so then you get back, and it's all depending on matchups as well. Like, as we know, I mean, Jay's certainly shown us that over the last couple of weeks. The last couple of years, really. And then in game number 3, if there is a game 3,
Kaysen Evans.
It has
he
to be
needs
Kaysen
to
Evans.
be your starter.
Like
Period.
you now have 3
gotta
starters.
be.
You now have 3 starters, which a lot of people look for. Like, this is a good thing to start Kaysen Evans in game 3. He's your guy.
Now, there is always a possibility. Now, I don't think this to be the case, but there is a possibility that if you're in game number 2, you won game number 1, and let's say you're in this, going into the 7th inning, and you've got a 1-run lead, and Anthony Ianson is showing signs of fatigue. That's really where the question starts. Do you bring in Kaysen Evans or do you bring in Zach Allen? Because you got to know that, hey, if we lose this lead, we got to play another game. But we have a lead. We won game 1, and we can shut the door. Like, that's – and it might sound – you might be like, oh, he's just going to save Kaysen Evans for game 3. We all know Jay Johnson. We all know that he's going to go after the victory if it's in front of them. It's why you bring in Gage Jump last year. It's why you bring in Anthony Ianson this year. He'll do what we're talking about. And then if you don't win that game, and then game number 3 completely flips on its head.
I wouldn't hate it. I mean, because Jaden Newt pitched well. He didn't pitch well this weekend. There's no question about it. He was good towards the end of the regular season. He was really good in Hoover. Like, if you have to and you think you can get the win, I'd be all right with going Kaysen Evans and then just kind of giving Newt the ball to start, kind of going from there. I mean, is it my preference? No, but I'd be all right with it if you have to.
Jason
yeah.
Evans was so good coming out of the bullpen.
So good.
It's like, I mean, y'all, how was his record this year starting? Because like he seems like
he's only
He only
started
started a handful of games.
like 4 or 5 games.
Does he come? If he's a starter, you got all night to think about it. You got all morning. You got all afternoon to think about that start. Like when you come and rip it out of the bullpen, like that's the energy that I like to see. Like can he maintain that energy in starting when he has to think about it as a freshman? He's got to think about it for 24 hours or 18 or 12 hours, whatever it is. He's got to think about like I'm the guy. I got the ball in my hand.
Yeah.
I'm throwing the first pitch of the game for us. Can he maintain the energy that he brought coming out of the bullpen? It's a different ball game.
For reference, when he started versus Tennessee, he pitched 6 innings and had 6 strikeouts and no walks. So
that was his first start of the year.
That was his first start of the year.
First start of his
Gave
career.
up,
Decent.
Well,
Decent.
he started like his college career.
Yes, college.
So the answer is yes. You answered my question. He can do it. I'm all in. I'm all in.
I think he can, and I don't know if it's worth like maybe if like to Matt's point, like if you want to think about it that way, maybe Newt can give you like an inning or 2.
Or Chase Shores could. I mean, he could start the game as well.
Yeah.
Can somebody get us through the lineup?
I mean, I really think
get you through the lineup one time.
Chase
and then
Shores
bring
was
it, right?
not bad the other night.
No.
It's just the strike zone, and we talked about it. He was trying to find it. The umpire would never identify what it was, but he wasn't like completely missing his spots.
Yeah,
So, I still got belief in Chase Shores.
It's weird. Like I like him better out of the bullpen too. It's one of those things where it's like
You got to start somebody, Tay-Tay.
that's what. So if you remember when you
You're right.
played
That's
Florida
somebody.
in
I
the
gotta go there.
Natty back in 2017, 2018, you had lost Eric Walker in the Super Regional, so Oregon State. So you started Russell Reynolds. You're like, look, he's a veteran. 2 innings, go. 2 innings, 3. Like you basically have an opener instead of a closer, and then piece it together like that. I mean, maybe that's how they.
That's what they thought Will Helmers was going to be too last year in Chapel Hill, and then he went and just shut down North Carolina.
Shut him down.
So look,
Just takes one game.
I'm with y'all as far as Casey Evans and what he can do and the juice and the energy he brings out of the pen. It is something you have to know, and Jay Johnson's going to know it way better than we do. It's probably one of the reasons why Casey did not start the game the other night.
The other point, what makes him, like, to me, just thinking about myself standing in the batter's box, I just faced a pitcher that's a traditional throwing motion, wind up. He takes his time between pitches. And now all of a sudden I got a little herky-jerky wind up. He's throwing it like as soon as I get in the batter's box. It's just such a changeup from what they saw at the beginning. They've already seen very traditional. And all of a sudden this guy comes in and looks completely different. I mean, that's just from an eye standpoint, what you're seeing, what you're viewing and stuff.
For a little even more reference, I think his worst start was versus Arkansas, and he pitched 3 2/3, gave up 7 hits and 4 earned runs in that one. But he did have 4 strikeouts in 3 2/3, so that's his worst outing. I mean, his worst start for of the season.
Did you say how many he walked that game?
3.
So I mean, they hit him, but again, it wasn't a control thing. So
And we'll have Jay Johnson on tomorrow. Obviously, his normal Thursday spot, trying to nail down a time with Coach right now. So, he's not going to give us anything as far as who he's starting. We all know that. Jay,
come on. He'll tell us.
Jay's not going to do that.
He'll
but
tell us.
I would love to kind of get in his mind as far as what he was thinking on Monday night. And he went with Zach Cowan. And I know probably what he's going to say because the same things that we said. Like, you can make a case for it, but certainly Casey Evans right now is a very, very loaded weapon you got down there in the bullpen. And so how you format that game 3, if there is a game 3, is going to be yet again one of the biggest questions. All right, let's take a break. More OTB when we come back here. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com is the website where you can sign up for residential and commercial service right there at the bottom of the website. Also, roll-off dumpsters. You can sign up for, but if you've got a project at your home, at your business, and maybe you're just doing some, spring/summer cleaning. Well, maybe you're actually renovating something. Right, there's going to be different size dumpsters. And so if you don't know which one you need, you call 225-363-9053. Hey, here's what I've got going on. Here's what I need. Here's how long I need the dumpster. Well, Trash Rangers is going to make sure that you have the right size on your project, on your home. And again, you can go to the website right now, trashrangers.com.
Yeah, whether it's residential, commercial, about every 3 months at our factory warehouse, we have to bring in roll-off dumpsters. They are so important. If you have a situation like that, call Trash Rangers today, 225-363-9053.
You're keeping in step.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, and welcome back in. OTB here on this Wednesday morning. Sports! We just went deep dive into the Super Regional LSU and West Virginia. When Anthony Renato joins us at 8:30, certainly want to dive back into the LSU baseball talk. We've got LSU linebacker Whit Weeks set to join us at 9:30. So we'll talk football there as well, but let's also talk some football now.
Right, man.
And we've got Matthew Clayton Flynn here to talk quarterbacks, to talk big opening games.
Did you just almost forget my name?
No. Dude, as much as I've said your name, as long as I've had to put up with you,
Just didn't know if the old
2004.
memory was failing you.
Oh, well, I've definitely got CTE. I mean, it's on a time clock, and it's not ticking. It is roaring.
So when I was in Green Bay, AJ at his house, he'd always open like at night, whatever, having dinner or hanging out, just whatever. He would pull. He had this thing in his freezer, and it was ice like helmet. He would ice his brain, ice his head.
What?
I was like, "There's absolutely 0% chance that is doing anything." But yeah, it was
What
this thing
a
that
meathead.
it was like a skull cap, I guess.
my
Like, but it was
gosh.
frozen. It had like the
Yeah.
frozen gel packs on it. Oh yeah, ice his head,
What do you think that was doing? What do you think? It wasn't doing anything, but what
ice
did
in his
he
brain,
think?
helping him.
Y'all.
He was like, you know what? I'm hitting my head on people every single day. I mean, it can't hurt.
It can't hurt. I guess that's true. But my brother in Christ, like, we knew what we were doing when we signed up for it. We knew what we were giving up.
I mean, he wasn't trying to stop.
Yeah.
Just ice that brain, buddy.
I'm going to be there.
You never know. It might be like freezing
AJ's
that,
going to be there. Bobby's going to be there. We'll get 65. It's like,
freezing that CTE
oh,
off.
man, he's only 65. Oh, man. Oh.
He looks rough.
Is he drinking dinner out of a straw? Oh, he is. Oh, man.
I was just
That's not
joking,
great.
but he really is.
Yeah, he's slobbering over there. Somebody need to go check on him. That'd be me. It's all right, though.
Yeah.
I'd do it all over.
Running back,
Literally. And on that note,
pull it back.
all right. So one thing that our listeners need to know, and they probably do know, but if you're new to the show and you didn't listen to Flynn when he came on once every 3 months, Garrett Nussmeier has been something that he has been the biggest fan of. I'm talking about even when Jaden Daniels was out there winning Heisman trophies. Now, he gave Jaden his love, and he wasn't the biggest fan and then became a big fan.
We got
and
there.
you appreciated everything Jaden did in that all season. We all know that. Okay. But you would not stop talking about Garrett Nussmeier. And you and I are in a group text together, and we would get the bus emoji,
Oh yeah,
GIF,
Every
whatever,
time he came in.
GIF, whatever you want to call it, every time that he even thought about coming in. So you've been a big fan, and now all of that it's come together, and now the entire country is a big fan of Garrett Nussmeier, certainly throwing for over 4,000 yards a year ago, the second most in LSU history in a single season. And honestly, Matt, I think he has better weapons this year than he had last year. And he's also going into year number 2 compared to year number 1. Now, I know you didn't get that opportunity to have that, like where it's like this 1 year, then you go into year number 2, but I know you know what that's like. Everything that goes on and happens around you in year 1, even if you're a veteran player like he was, you're still swimming in it a bit. I have to imagine he's going to be just a different player as far as the nerves and how prepared he is and things that he saw in year number 1 that aren't going to get him in year number 2.
Yeah, he's never looked like a guy playing that has dealt with the starter anxiety, nerves. He just kind of has always looked like a dude that rolls out there, not loosey-goosey, but like in the zone, like confident, right?
Yeah.
With a little bit of swag to him. I started liking. I mean, what year is this for him at LSU? Is this his fifth?
His fifth year.
Yeah. So he was when he was a freshman, I believe. I had gone out to a scrimmage. It was in Tiger Stadium. This was right before the season. And I'd gone out to a scrimmage to watch another quarterback that was there. Another guy that was the number 1 guy in the country. And I was watching him. I was like, all right, pretty good. I was like, kept watching. And I was like, all right, he's doing pretty good. And I was like, but who's that guy over there? And they're like, well, that's Garrett Nussmeier. He's got a really good arm, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, he's got a good arm. But he looks different from the way he is pulling the trigger into tight zones.
Yeah.
Like there's a gift that it's really hard to like teach. Like some quarterbacks have it. Like you can get there over experience.
What's an example of somebody that does have it?
I've always compared, like I lean on comparisons because they help paint the picture. I'm not saying like he's as good as this person.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
I'm not saying, but the game to me for Nussmeier has always been a comparison to Matthew Stafford when he was at Georgia.
Yeah.
A guy that came in ultra talented with a great arm, but also knows he has a good arm and knows he can do things with the ball that other people can't. And so he's got to learn how to tighten it up a little bit, turn down the aggressiveness when it needs to be.
Yeah.
Like Matthew Stafford, when we would watch film and we'd make a bad read in practice and you would throw it into triple coverage, we were like, yeah, what are you doing? That's cover 3 right there. That guy was covered by 3 people.
Right.
But Matthew Stafford in college, he could fit it in the hole because he had such a good arm. He had to learn how to like tighten that up when he got to the league.
Right.
But like, so Nussmeier's always kind of been that guy. He plays like really free, really loose. And now going into year 5, I expect him to make a huge jump from where he was last year.
And again,
like,
he
it
threw
was
for
really great.
4,000 plus yards.
He's always, even when he started the bowl game in Jaden's last year, played amazing, right? Who did we play? Wisconsin. Yep.
Yeah,
there we go.
that's
tip
true.
of my tongue right
We
there.
almost kind of forget about that. But
like
you're right.
First start out of the
and led a 2-minute drive to go win the game.
It was so impressive,
Yeah.
right? What he did, but he's always done that, and people always kind of go back to it. When he first before last season, people were like, oh well, I don't know, he came in as a back, in the 4th quarter in the last drive of the game and threw an interception after we were blowing somebody out by 50. That's stupid.
Actually, that's a great point. Shocking. But that is a great point. I want to hit on that to end our number 1 about when you come in a game like that and what it really is compared to what people think it is.
Yeah.
Because you and I were in there with the bomb squad a couple times together.
Couple times.
We can talk about that to finish out our number 1.
Off the bench.
All right, as y'all know, man, we are so fired up to be on the Dos Equis team because there is not a bad time to have a Dos Equis, right? I mean, make the most of game day with a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis lager. I mean, you can turn heads at the tailgate when they see you've got the best beer out at said tailgate. But look, if you're just hanging out, man, you're by the pool, summertime, kids are home, having a good time, or maybe right now you're on the way to the beach. Maybe you're in your car right now making the trek to the beach and you're like, oh man, I forgot the Dos Equis. It's okay. Just pick you up some Dos Equis.
Get you a little Dos
It's going to be all right. Throw it in the ice chest.
Don't
Enjoy the
stress.
time.
Don't
Lake
stress.
beer. If you're on the lake right now, maybe you're on the river a couple miles from here in Baton Rouge. Not a bad time. That was pretty good.
You like that?
Yeah.
That's the sound of opening up a cold
Yeah, I figured.
Dos Equis.
I figured.
Tailgating, crawfish boil. Get some of them spillway crawfish. Got a couple weeks left. Ice cold Dos Equis. Go for Dos.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
we talkers?
I don't know. I'm more of a yapper.
Yep.
Got about a minute left, so probably not the time that I want to be able to talk about the difference in coming into a game, when something's on the line compared to when you come into the game and you look up and it's like, hey, fella, what's your name?
Well, we can make
We can do that.
We'll talk about it. Yeah. Well, we can make some predictions. We can, I think, pretty confidently predict that Nuss will be in New York this year.
Last time you said that, it happened.
Well, I predicted he was going to win the thing.
Oh, you're just saying Nuss will be in New York.
I haven't, my crystal ball hasn't cleared that part of the ceremony up yet. But
so you can
show me sitting
you
there
see,
in the front row.
You see Nussmeier there.
Yep.
Oh man, that
BK
means
in the back.
if Nussmeier's there, that means I'm on a train from Baltimore to New York.
A train
from the Army Navy game. Like actually, we need to. I need to retell.
I kind of want to hear that whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot coming your way.
Got 2
Stay
hours.
locked in here. We're gonna hang out, have some fun. OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to K2Z Blinds.com. And man, I can't tell you what they've done for me. They're gonna do it for you. They've done it for my dad. They're gonna do it for whoever calls them, because that's just what kind of business, that's just what kind of team Brandon Barton has over there at K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. I mean, just incredibly happy with everything I've ever gotten done by them, and truly changed our home. And I'm not just saying that, it changed our home. The other day we were doing some cleaning, and so we raised the screen. It was right in the middle of the day, and I was like, oh my God, who turned the sun on? Turn it back off.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Right, but
turn it off.
Look, for you, it's what you want. And so K2ZBlinds.com is the place to go.
Yeah, K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Give them a call today. See how they can help you this summer. 225-791-1220.